My name is Jim Richards. I live in Charleston, West Virginia, and I've had my Sunbank solar hot water heater for about a year now. I'm not a plumber, but I'm pretty handy, so I wasn't apprehensive about trying to install this myself. We put in the peak so that it would hold the tank securely, and used PEX because PEX, even if it did freeze, if the system was left and didn't want to have heat on it, the PEX wouldn't freeze and cause any damage. So it's a do-it-yourself actually dream. We used a mixing valve in the inside in the attic area so that the water would never be more than 120 degrees at the faucet because we don't want to scald anyone. The temperature does get up into the 160, 70, 80 range sometimes, and it boiled a little bit before we actually had plumbing coming into it. The water did boil in the tank, so we know it's hot. There are a couple ways you can install a Sunbank. You can use it as a preheater so that it feeds your existing hot water heater and the hot water comes out always at the temperature you expect it to be. But the water that goes into your hot water heater is going to be preheated by the solar hot water heater, so the difference in the temperature rise is much less and you're not paying for that. I elected to use it without as a preheater. In other words, I've got it plumbed in such a way that I can easily throw some valves and revert to the hot water heater if I ever needed to or wanted to do some maintenance on pumping, which I don't expect to really have to do. But that's an option. There is no real need to do that. And even if it's a long spell of cloudy days, I'll get some solar gain, I know that, but if it's not enough to make the water the temperature I want it to be, I know that the backup heater will take care of that. In terms of maintenance, I really don't see a lot of maintenance requirements for a system like this. The glass tubes will get cleaned by the rain if they should get a pollen layer on them. Snow is going to melt off pretty quickly in this climate. I just can't think of any real maintenance issues that I'm going to have to worry about. Before we went into this venture, we had been online and seen installations that were in Canada, and we could see that the systems were being effective in Canada, so that took a lot of my concerns about being in West Virginia or in south of Canada and having concerns about winter, but no concerns at all. It's April now, and we've had the system in all winter long, and one of the concerns was how would it perform through the winter. And actually it performed quite well, and we didn't have any freezing problems. Of course, it does have an electric backup heater inside of it, so we don't have to really worry about really cold spells and long periods of no sun, because it will maintain its heat so we get hot water as we need it. But we didn't have any problems with any kind of freezing. One of the things that was interesting was to see it on with snow on it, and if it was warm on the outside, the snow would have melted instantly as soon as it hit it and just run right off. So the fact that it actually collects snow on top of it attests to the fact that the insulation layer, which is about 2 inches of foam, is highly effective. What you're seeing is a tank, stainless steel tank with a 2-inch layer of foam and then another wrapping of an outer enclosure. So it's a very well insulated situation. Yeah, the situation here is we have a lot of trees, and so we don't have a full sun location. I think with a full sun location we'd be seeing even better results, but I had many days when the temperature was over 150 degrees, which means that the capacity is extended beyond that of the hot water in the tank, because it has to mix with cold water to be delivered to the system inside the house. It's all a benefit, and I expect to get a payback on this well within its lifespan. Probably get the lifespan is long. I expect to get paid back in a few years. So anytime the temperature on the controller rises above 120 degrees, I know that it's the solar benefit, it's not any electricity that's getting there. And it gets over that temperature quite often. It's always a good time to go out there and see the temperature above 120 degrees. My name is Jim Richards. I'm from Charleston, West Virginia. And I'm glad to say I'm probably the first person in Charleston, West Virginia to have a solar heater of this type on my roof.